So I've never cooked a ham before, so I'm going to take you through my ham dinner that I'm fixing today. First thing I'm going to do is really the main side dish, which is going to be cooking all day in the crock pot. So we're putting it together. I have already sliced the onion. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and check out my other channel, Dixie's Friends, and join my channel only if you want to. But anyway, I'm doing 2 huge, large purple onions diced. I'm making sure that the main ingredient, I'm making calico beans, or they also call them cowboy beans, to go with the ham. I got about a 10-pound ham. I'm going to be cooking today. So I want the ingredients, the raw ingredients, to be in there first that I'm using because it's going to take the longest to cook up. The rest of it is just heating and getting the flavors to me. So I get sure my onions are in first at the very bottom. And I'm going to put some salt with them because if you've watched enough of my other videos, you know that I always tell you that onions kind of like to steal the flavoring of everything else. And if you don't put salt in with it, then you're going to end up having all the flavor in the onions and not for the whole entire meal that you're cooking in the crock pot. Okay, so another thing I've done, because I did get some dried beans, so these are raw, uncooked. These are lima beans. I soaked them all night in the refrigerator with a bunch of water. You want to do that, cook them overnight, and it will help with getting them softened up so they're easier to digest. And also another tip, you know how beans, it's called a musical fruit, it's a little bit less gassy for you if you do it that way. So since I've done that, I'm going to take them. It looks like the water might have dried up, so that's good in a way. And we're going to pour them in here. There's some of the water. I don't want too much of the water in there, although probably it'll have some of the flavor of the beans. I'm going to put these in here because, again, they're a raw ingredient and they're going to take longer to cook than everything else that I'm about to put in there. So we're going to get them stirred up with the onion. We're going to make a huge pot of beans. And calico beans or cowboy beans are you're supposed to put 7 different kinds of beans in it. I don't know, I think I may have overdone it a little bit, but that is fine. One of the beans I may not even put in there, it's just an extra in case thing. So this is red beans. And how I'm going to do this is because I want to add the juices slowly. So I got this container. And we're going to pour some of the juice from the beans in here. And some of the beans will go in there too as well. Because if they're too juicy, that's what I'm checking. This is a thick juice, so I don't mind that going in. So I'm just going to pour it all the way in. I think most of them will be a thicker juice, but if I have one that's a thinner juice, I'm going to put it to the side for a minute. Okay, and so then we're going to do navy beans. I'm trying to show you, you don't always have to do name brand. I sometimes do, but also to save money. Sometimes they're great value and generic brand that your grocery store has, does just as well. So this might be a little bit runnier. So yes, so this one we're going to put in here and then dump them in. I'm allowing some of the juice to go in, just not all. I probably didn't need this big of a container, but that's what I grabbed. Pinto beans. Well, yeah, that's pretty ready. Get some juice off of there. black beans. Oh, and these are really thick. I definitely am just going to add this right in. It's not juicy at the top of them at all. Cannelli beans. Haha. Gonna let juice off. Come on. Just a little bit because I want to add the juice at the end. So it kind of goes over the top and over all of them instead of just like end up falling at the bottom. It gives better flavoring from these beans. We do that. So I'm doing a little different this time than I did before. What's fun about doing homemade cookie is you can make it to your taste, how you like it personally, and how you know your family likes it personally. So it is definitely, to me, it's definitely worth all the work. Light red kidney beans. My husband's not big on ham, but we have a friend and his kids who really like ham, so I finally have somebody to share a big ham with. So that's why I'm cooking a ham today. Great Northern beans. And usually when you make this, you add the meat in with the beans, and it's supposed to cook all day with the cowboy beans. There's supposed to be meat in it. But since I'm making such a huge ham, I'm going to leave it at the side, and then later on I'm going to dice the ham up, mix it in with the beans, and then re-cook it slow for a little bit, get the flavors mingled, and then turn it into ham and beans. I think it'll be a pretty good meal. Okay, last one I am going to do to for extra flavor and taste. I'm doing brown sugar, hickory smoked brown sugar. I love Creekman's baked beans. I know a lot of people out there do. Put that in there. And there we go. It's not when you crank it down. Oh yeah, baby. All right, so then I'm going to stir all this together. You cannot tell, but my crock pot is very full, very up to the top. So putting the meat in, if I try to put a 9-pound ham in here, that wouldn't have gone very well. Okay, so we'll kind of stir the beans up a little bit. It's very heavy, which is fine. As it cooks down, it won't be so heavy. So the cooks do better. But I'm just trying to mix it just a little bit. Yes, I got some of the onion on the top. And so then we're going to add all the seasonings. So now I'm going to add the bean roux. That way it's kind of on top, so it's mixed into the whole thing, not just on the bottom of the crock pot, because it goes through the whole thing and mingle, right? Okay, so I'm going to do something a little different than the first time I made this for you guys. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic, because me and my husband love garlic. And as much as beans is in here, 1 teaspoon is going to be the perfect amount. Garlic is very, very strong. So I'm just going to put that on top. And I'll put it this way. Yes, I'm done with that ingredient. Okay, and then I need to use 4 tablespoons of pineapple juice. I have this written down on my phone, so if I forget the ingredients, I can look at my phone real quick. If I forget something that I'm supposed to do. So how I'm going to do this, because I'm using canned pineapple, I'm going to use a fresh pineapple. I'm not as good as cutting as my husband. I'm asking my husband to cut that for me because he's very fast at it and it comes out looking amazing. So let's get in 4 tablespoons of pineapple juice to add flavoring. And my husband's also cleaning the fish tank. You might hear that in the background if I forget to do the auto cleanup. I'm going to add a little more than normal this time because I don't know why. I just feel like I'm being to be a little sweeter. So I'll put in about 6 tablespoons. Okay. Then we're supposed to use a 1/2 cup of lemon juice. And I had to turn my light off because it is too bright in the brown. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. This is a whole cup. We're going to use to fill this up to half. You're supposed to use white vinegar. I never really have any white vinegar around the house, so that's why I'm using lemon juice. So there we go on the lemon juice. No, you cannot see it, but yes, it's half. And I'm sprinkling that on top, and I'm kind of doing it all over the top. I'm also going to stir it, but start off with I'm kind of sprinkle all over the top. And then I think I'm supposed to use 1 tablespoon of mustard. So we'll set this up to make sure. And I forgot to turn my phone off. Yep, 1 tablespoon of mustard, 1 tablespoon of honey. Okay. So, 1 tablespoon of mustard. And I hate when mustard is runny at the beginning when you try to put it out. So. And I love my mustard. Absolutely. It's one of my favorite things on my sandwiches. I like it because unless you get the flavored kind of mustard, it's got 0 calories to it. So yum. No guilt. We eat some mustard. Just saying. Okay, so and I'm supposed to do 1 tablespoon of honey. I actually think we're about done. And actually, the recipe calls for molasses. But Brendan and I don't like molasses that well, and so that's why I use honey. I'm putting 2 tablespoons of honey because it's such a big, huge thing. Although this recipe calls for it being made in a big, huge crock pot, but I don't think it's meant to be in a tin crock pot like mine is. So yeah, this is king quart of beans right here. So I definitely have something to share with family. Okay, and so then I need 1/2 cup of brown sugar. We're gonna have the cup right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and put in a bowl. Because again, it's such a big crock pot. I don't want to overdo the flavors, but I also want to make sure I don't underdo the flavors. So that's why I'm doubling up on a few of the ingredients that's supposed to, because to make these like sweeter, because beans are not naturally sweet on their own. So that's why I put extra of the pineapple. And extra, I figure 1 cup would be okay. I don't want to put any more than that. My husband really likes these beans, likes these calico beans. This is my mom's recipe. My mom is a very good cook and still is. She just doesn't cook as much as she used to. That she's 87 years old. So that way. Doesn't matter. Overdo the. Okay. There we go. It's keeping 1 cup. There we go. Now the one other thing extra I'm gonna do that is not ever to do like what I did with the garlic is I'm going to add. Let me get this clump. This first. Brown sugar is always clumpy at the beginning. Now I want that clump gone. I don't want my beans to dry out, so I'm also going to check to see if there's enough juices. I think there will be. Okay, so one of our favorite things is Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. We love it, and who does not like barbecue baked beans? So I'm not going to add a lot because I don't want it to be overpowering with barbecue flavor. I'm only adding 2 tablespoons of Baby Ray's original barbecue sauce. And we are done with that. So I will see you in a little bit when I start cooking the ham. So it's time to get started on the ham. There's the ham. It is actually a pre-cooked ham, so it shouldn't take so long to cook. I'm going to dice up in 1 apple, 1 purple onion, and I already asked my husband to dice up the fresh pineapple, and it is extra ripe and extra sweet and extra juicy. And I'm going to put it all around it. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. All of the onion and the apple and the pineapple diced. So we're going to put it in. And my husband made bigger pieces than I wanted, so we're going to just do very quickly. Not his fault. I didn't tell him how I wanted it. I just asked him to cut it for me because he's faster at cutting. So I'm going to dice these real quick into smaller pieces. I can tell they can just break it apart with my hands. Yes, I can. Okay. Perfecto. This is a super ripe and juicy pineapple. Oh, it's gonna be so good with this ham. Ham and pineapple go so good together. Okay, here we go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to very carefully, well, not very carefully, but I'm going to start sprinkling the pineapple pieces all the way around the ham. So it's evenly spread at the beginning, and then I'm just going to throw it in. And I'm going to make sure it's everywhere. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the onion and the apple. I'm going to just take it and sprinkle it around. And I'm actually going to take some of it and sprinkle it on top. I might actually put a couple of pineapples on top too. Yeah, let's do that. Take the apple around, onion all the way around, sprinkle it on top. It will add to the flavoring. That's why I do my meatloaf when I cook it. I put it all the way around, inside, the sides, and then I like, because you also in the mix of the meatloaf you put onion in it, and then I put an onion around the other half of the onion around the top, because you only use half of the onion in the meatloaf mixture. There we go. All on top, all around. And that's how we're going to do that. So now I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to start our glaze that I want to make for it. So we're going to melt some butter. I'm going to use about 2 to 3 tablespoons full of butter to start off with. We're going to use a couple handfuls of brown sugar. I have a whole new bag of brown sugar I can open up if I need to. And we're going to break it up because, you know, brown sugar gets kind of hard very quickly. Sitting in the refrigerator. But you got to put it in the fridge where it's open to keep bacteria out of it and keep it safe to use, to cook with, to eat. So I kind of want it to be sweet, you know, kind of like a sweeter ham, like a honey glazed ham, but not over sweet. So I think this will be more than enough. And we're going to add some pineapple juice. Count out the seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and stop. This ham comes with a salted caramel glaze. My husband said yuck, I said yum. So we'll see who is right on the sound of that. I think it'll be delicious. Salted caramel ice cream is my favorite. I love anything that has caramel and it's a dry powder. So that's perfect. And then I'm going to just put this in the microwave real quick, and then we're going to put it on the ham and put it in. Oh, and the oven needs to be preheated to 375. It needs to cook for 1 hour and 20 minutes. So we're going to do a couple of capfuls of Malibu pineapple rum. Malibu pineapple rum. That a little bit extra. It's gonna be good. There's something about cooking with alcohol. The good thing about it is, what the secret is you're a non-alcohol drinker, the alcohol is completely cooked out of it. So all it is the flavoring, and the flavoring just does something for the food. That's a secret that I have, that I do that with a lot of my brownies, cakes, stuff like that. I add something like that because I can give it to people even who do not want nothing to do with alcohol, because it's all baked out of it. It's so cool. You can just sit a glass of alcohol out in the open for 4 or 5 hours and there's no alcohol in it anymore. Here we go. Glaze over the top. Oh yeah, and I'm going to make one more of this exactly the way I just made this to put on. Look at that. Ooh. Here we go. So ladies and gentlemen, it is now officially in the oven. First 30 minutes is past. I'm going to glaze it one more time. Okay, the same mixture I made before, except that this time I'm going to put 2 cupfuls from. So you wanted that in here once. So I'm going to open it up slowly. And then I'm going to take the glove off. And then just pray that I don't ship strong. And we're going to just pour it gently over the top again like we did before. Oh yeah. All the yummy is going to stay in on my bowl. So we're going to scrape that off and around. Put my gloves back on, push it back in because I really do not want to get myself burned. That would not be any fun. And it has to have an internal temperature of 140 degrees. It says you can take it out at 325, 135, and it should raise the temperature the rest of the way. So, I don't know. I'm going to stick with giving it to 140 before I take it out. Okay guys, I have about 18 minutes left according to my timer. But my thing is I don't have a very good smeller, and usually if I can smell food really strong, that means it's getting really close to being done, since I can't smell very well unless things are really strong, and that's usually when it's about done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go at an open stove and we're going to check the internal temperature together. I got my glasses on hoping I can read it. If I can't, I'll take a picture of it and we'll read it that way together. You ready for me? It smells, I'm smelling it really strong, and that's making me nervous. It's my very first time cooking. My stove runs hot. So I know that it could be done sooner than I think it will. For that reason, I'm going to double check it. Take what I straight, put it in the middle, sticking it in nice and good. And it kind of has to go for 140 for the internal temperature. If it's not there, then you know it's not ready yet. No, we're not close to ready. Not looking like it's me. Looks like we have a little ways to go. Get me a quick picture. Yeah, it's showing it at 50 Fahrenheit. That's not even close to being done. So we got a little ways to go. So back in she goes.
Thank you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this cooking video. Whatever you need, keep eating healthy, and don't ever give up. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Join my channel if you want to see sneak peeks on different videos and things. And lives that are for members only. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And don't forget about Dixie's friends.